Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. We've got something rather exciting today. And dare I say it, they've got such a sexy name. Really sexy name. We are of course talking about the Pseudoglomeris magnifica.
Yummy.
Isn't that amazing? That is in fact the emerald roach from China and Vietnam. Now, we got some of these a little while ago, and we put them in this small cube here just to try and work out their husbandry really, and get them sort of right. There's conflicting views on husbandry for these guys, and all I can do today is share with you what we so far have found to work for us. Now, they are more of an arboreal cockroach. They're a fancy cockroach as well. They really are terribly fancy. Right, so what we're going to do, we are going to move them over. They're in a 20 by 20 by 20 cube here, and they seem to be literally doing really well. So what we're going to do now is we want to actually move them from here and put them in a taller one. So we've got this 20 by 20 by 30. So it's quite a bit taller than this one, and like I said, they are more of an arboreal roach compared to all your other roaches. They really do appreciate a little bit of climbing and mucking around in the bark and stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to add into the bottom our regular beastie mix. So this is, because of all the leaf litter and bits and pieces in this is probably going to act to some extent as food as well, and it'll also hold in some of the moisture. Now, one of the things we've noticed on the internet is that the conflicting views about whether you need to keep them damp, whether you need to keep them dry. There's certain ones that are saying they do really well when they're dry. There's others that are saying a little bit of moisture, you know. So as we do tend to do in the Beastie Room, we tend to go our own way, and we just basically try our own thing really. So we follow the information that we find on the internet, we follow that as a guideline, and then we fine tune it to get the best results that we can. So what we're going to do today is, this is just normal cork bark. This is quite rotten on the inside actually. This is why we chose this particular one. This is soft and rotten. Now roaches,
That's not cork bark.
this is cork bark.
No way.
Yes, way.
It looks like a tree bark.
Shh. Sorry guys, just can't get the staff. Right, so we were saying, this is cork bark before we were rudely interrupted. So we chose this particular cork bark because it's actually soft inside, and this will draw up any moisture as well, and it will just make it even softer. Now roaches do in fact like to have a little bit of a nibble on what we call the white wood, which is the rotten wood. This is the rotten stuff here. So we're gonna basically put this in here, and all we're looking for is we're just trying to make up some vertical sides. Now you'll also see on here, this is covered in lichen, and this is another thing that the emerald roach really like, is fresh lichen. They love fresh lichen. Now if we spray this will soften up and it will liven up a little bit, and I'm pretty sure they're going to eat this as well, so they'll probably strip this in no time at all. So we're going to plonk that in there as well. As you can see, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. All we're trying to do at the moment is to provide some climbing space, and also places for them to hide and disappear and do their thing. Now we're going to put that in there like that, and what we can do is I wonder, would that fit in there? Look at that, that's going to work out perfect. If we put this in here like this, we have actually in actual fact created a feeding station. So this is where we can put their food. That's a good idea, isn't it? Right, so we put a little branch in there as well, like so. We're going to give them the most amount of climbing space that we possibly can. Don't really think. No, we don't want that bit. We don't want that bit. So then, we're going to have their food. Now we can use our trusted bottle top lids here. Now, the emerald roaches are basically a roach that will eat all types of fruits. They do like their fruits. Now, one of the downsides to feeding fruits is you end up with fruit flies. So what we tend to do is we'll try and put the food in, leave it in there for the day, then we'll take it out, and then we'll replace it again the following day, put another piece in, do it like that. And it does seem to help cut it down a little bit. Now, the other thing that we're experimenting with them at the moment is we're going to give them some chick crumb as well, which is what we feed all of our other roaches, and they really, really like it. So this has got the protein. The protein, did you hear that in there then? See, some of the spiders are having a little bit of a scratch. This is going to provide the protein that we can also provide with things like fish flake. So we do that as well. So what we got a basic cheap as chips fish flake here. And what we do is we have a little pinch of that, and we can add that on there as well. And what they're doing is they're taking the protein out of this. This is what they're after. So we'll give them a little bit of that as well. Now we can also give them bee pollen. They're rather partial to that as well. And we give them, as a mainstay, we give them apple. They will take pear, things like that. We've also given them strawberry. They quite like strawberry, but that was a bit messy. So it's a little bit, got to be a little bit careful what you put in there, because we don't want too much mess. We don't want anything decaying in there, going really, really bad. So as you can see here now, they have got loads and loads of climbing space. They can get in the backs of this now, get in through there, through the back of this one, and they can hide away. You know, they can do their thing. They're actually quite a showy roach, and they're very, very active. So what we're going to do, we are going to undo our lid here, and we're going to have a little look at these really, really amazing cockroaches. Now you have to be careful, because they literally hide in amongst everything, and they are very fast. So they tend to, once we move them around. Now then, if we have a look at this one here, can we see this? This one here is a male, and you can see there he's got wings. And look at that colouring, absolutely beautiful, beautiful colouring. The one next to him is a subadult female. This is a subadult female, and this is a little juvenile here. But look at that male, isn't he stunning? Now the males mature out in around about 6 months from hatching. These are live bearers, by the way, and the females actually carry their babies underneath. They carry them in and around their legs, underneath their shell there, and they basically grow under there for 2 or 3 months before they venture out into the wide world on their own. Now each female can have anywhere between 12 and maybe 20, if you've got a big female, 20 babies. So they're quite a slow producing cockroach. They're not like your others that literally fire them out on a conveyor belt. These guys are quite slow, and that's what makes them a little bit harder to keep in captivity, because the actual reproduction rate is much, much slower. Now then, the other thing to mention with these is they can grip like you've never believe. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and tempt them onto. Oh, that one just took a dive. Look at this one. See how they literally hunker down. It's going to be a fun bit trying to get them off. That's it, he's gone. There's another one. Another one. There we go. Oh, there's more. Look at that. See the beautiful colouring on them. Another one in there. This is the easiest way to do it, is just flick them off. And we're just going to see, look, there was one in there. He would have gone unnoticed. Can we see him in there? He literally would have gone unnoticed. Can we see that?
No.
No? Oh, I don't know. Bright enough.
Where you angle it.
Well, yeah. Right. That's it. He's off. So we need to make sure that when we're rehousing, we check every tiny little crevice, because these guys are the masters of hiding. We also need to keep a good check on this one because they will climb out. As you can see, this little male is running around like a lunatic. So we need to keep an eye on him. Now then, here we go. Here's some more. Look at them under the light. Aren't they fabulous? Now, one of the things that we've noticed with our ones here is that they do enjoy a bit of humidity, and it definitely seems to benefit them. So we're going to keep on that line, on that train of thought, and we're going to keep providing that. There's loads of them in here. You can see these guys. Now these are all mixed sizes now, so we've got lots of juveniles here. There's a male there as well, that one there. See the difference in the shape? Absolutely beautiful. So we'll get these over as well. See what we're saying about escapees, look. Now the males are a little bit few and far between, so that they are very, very important. So you have to stay in there. Stay in there. So yes, the males are very, very important. So we're literally just going to brush them off. There we go. Another little male there. You're going to go. There we go. See how they literally tuck it. Oh, here we go. Can you see this one here? This one has literally just sloughed out. So this is what they look like before they harden up totally. So this would have been whiter when it first sloughed out, but it's still quite soft. So you see that lovely, almost like it's like orangey brown colour. It's still to harden up, that one. What we'll do is we'll put that one there. Trying to help you. There we go. Oh, there we go. He's in. Take that one out there. Got a couple of normal wood lice in there. We don't want them, so we'll leave them there. Right. That's a skin. That's a skin.
I'm being troubled today.
You are. Right. So what we're going to do now, this is an adult female. You can see the difference in the size. She is absolutely huge. There she is. Look at that stunning colour. How can you not love these cockroaches? They're not at all like your normal cockroaches. They really are fabulous. Oh, we're going. Now, as you can see there, the males were the only ones with wings. So the females can't fly. They have to rely on running and hiding. Here we go. And the males, although they can fly, are very poor flyers. So they're not particularly good at it. So we're going to. This is a subadult female. I'll get her in there. As you can see, they can climb glass as well as they can climb a branch. Get this one here. All right. Oh no, we've got more. We've got more. These really are cool. Now we've got somewhere in the region of about 40 of these, I think, at the last count. And now we're just looking at, hopefully our females are mature enough now, and they should start producing youngsters any time now. Hence the changeover, so we can keep an eye on what's going on. Now another thing that's very evident with these guys is their skins. When they slough their skins out, you'll see in here they don't deteriorate, they don't break down or anything like that. They stay as they are, and they stay like this forever. They literally do not break down at all, which is something that's quite interesting. You'd think that they would decay or whatever, but they don't. They literally stay as they are. And you see, these are all complete skins. Right, I think that is everybody. We will have a flick through that later on, just to make sure. So we'll keep the lid on it, just to be sure. I think that's everybody. Right, so what we're going to do now is that these guys will stay in here. Now, in terms of temperature, they like it anywhere between sort of 75 up into around about 83, 84 they'll go to quite happily. And we're looking at keeping up at them higher temperatures. They will breed more readily. They can go down to the low 70s, but obviously reproduction will slow right down. So we're gonna keep them up on the high side, and hopefully we'll have some babies to report back with very soon. Now, although the males, once mature, well, they take around about 6 months to mature, and then they only survive for around about another 6 months after that. Females, on the other hand, can take up to a year to mature, and then they can last for around about 2 years. So they're not particularly, well, I suppose in some respects they're quite long-lived compared to some of your other roaches. Some of your other smaller roaches, things like your red runners and that, their lifespans are a little bit lower, sorry. So these guys do actually go on quite well, but their reproductive rate is very, very slow. As we were saying earlier, they only produce between 12 and 20 babies at a time, and then the females hold on to them babies. She might hold on to them for maybe 2 months, maybe even 3 months before they'll go and venture out on their own. So it's a really, really slow process for these guys. But I think you've got to admit, they are absolutely stunning. Beautiful, beautiful things. And if you like your roaches or your little beetles, anything like that, these really are a must. Definitely worth getting involved with. They really are cracking things. And quite often we'll see them out in the daytime. They'll be running around, munching around, doing their thing. So they're active pretty much day and night. They are really, really cool. Really good things. Right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. And we will follow these and we will see where they go. And we will learn the best husbandry to deal with these particular roaches. Because they really are. It's very, very mixed reviews out there. So what we've shown you today is what's working for us so far. And it seems to be, we're producing really nice big roaches. They're growing really, really well. So, well, that all being said, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I'll see you soon, guys.